Y'all know it's BC Indian McLaren's don't make sense of a pastor that allegedly gave a woman herpes. Now, at the end of the day, instead of spreading the word of God, he was spreading them bumpy bumps. Let's get right into the story.
Woman he allegedly gave herpes, $2.4 million. Abigail Dye has more.
Back in 2017, I know that you say West reached out to you on Facebook. Let's start there. What happened?
Yeah, back in 2017, I had received several notifications from him. Some of them were like pokes, things of that nature. I eventually responded, and then, you know, from there, he introduced himself. I didn't know of him. I didn't know of anything that he didn't know of the ministry. And then that's when he told me, you know, he knew he'd been watching me for a while and that he was a fan of mine, and we kind of just conversed.
And just real quick, for him to say he was a fan of yours, it makes me think, were you like an Instagram model or whatever the case may be? I understand one thing. It seems like he was living life if he wasn't literally showing the fact that he was a pastor on the social media. That's why you gotta be careful. A lot of these people are wolves in sheep clothing, and they will literally fool you if you do not have discernment. So that's one thing. You gotta really be careful with that. And let's go into this part when they say they became, I guess, sexually active. You know, how this all.
Around that time, like in 2017, is that when you became, the relationship turned sexual? Y'all started having intercourse?
I would say somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't recall the dates exactly, but yeah.
Yeah. And so it was a real relationship. You guys
Yeah.
were
we
together.
actually dated,
Yeah.
and then from there, yes.
Yeah. And so we do actually have a soundbite from his deposition that he gave. He said that he never recalled having a conversation with you about STIs or any diseases at all. We'll go ahead and go to that soundbite.
Do you recall whether you told her during the spring of 2017 that you did not have any sexually transmitted diseases?
I don't recall telling her that.
Do you recall her asking
That boy
you about
lying.
that?
No.
That boy lying.
Okay, so he says that y'all never had the conversation about STIs. Did you have the conversation about STIs?
Yes, we had the conversation. He said he didn't recall, and during that deposition, he almost didn't recall anything. But yes, we definitely, we exchanged morals, we exchanged beliefs, you know, and then we had those conversations.
Yeah.
But the way she went about it seems like there was a lot of uncertainty. You exchanged morals, you exchanged belief, but you didn't exchange paperwork. Stuff a favor. Y'all see what's going on in Houston. You see what's going on around the world when it comes down to the rise of STDs. They're consistently just going up all across the world. When you're dating someone, you should never get physical with them unless they provide you paperwork, and I mean recent paperwork. And then you still shouldn't go out, you know, a recent paperwork because STIs, STDs can remain dormant in the body, and it can be a period between exposure and then actually showing up on a test because your body has to produce antibodies, which will show if you have been infected, and it takes time for that. So I would suggest people go together and get tested so you can literally see up close and personal what's going on with that person, and then still don't engage in unprotected sex. This is a result because a lot of people having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof. And for this sort, they creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with lust and led away with different lusts, right? So when you think about it, silly women laden with sins, heavy burdens, women that tend to not truly understand, you know, their own spiritual warfare. Because when you conform to the world and the things in it, you become shallow, you become carnal. And you don't realize that you're looking for someone to guide you, and you're just carnally thinking because they're a pastor that is supposed to help you, which a lot of these pastors are just like the Pharisees. Everything look good on the outside, but inside is full of dead man's bones. Yeah, but that's wow. You exchange everything except paperwork. Come on, you gotta do better than that. You gotta exchange that paperwork. That paperwork is vital.
um, and that I had the antibodies in my system.
Wow. What was that like for you? I mean, what was your reaction?
I was blank. I was scared because I didn't know exactly what all come with that. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how it would affect my life. And then I just felt very, shamed, kinda. It was just very uneasy. During that time, I was into modeling, and so just not it. I wasn't a person that had self-esteem issues at all.
Yeah.
So during that little period of time, that did affect me mentally, emotionally, and so yeah.
I'm gonna stop right there. But like I said before, you gotta make sure that you get tested, and you require people to get tested and present you paperwork, and make sure you check their history of diagnosis, because if they are prone to getting diseases, they can possibly still be dealing with those very same people, and you don't want to get caught up in that. So make sure that you wrap it up, and you provide paperwork, and they provide paperwork before you move forward physically, because you do not want to end up in a situation like this. I'm up. Got it.